let me explain the difference between lovemaking and having sex. Lovemaking is actually a union of strong physical and emotional intimacy. It is more or less a spiritual bond where partners engage in a shared experience of vulnerability, affection, and mutual respect. So ultimately, I would say that making love is an expression of deep love and commitment, where the act transcends physical pleasure and becomes a means of communicating feelings and emotions. All right? It is not as casual as sex. There is a difference because having sex, on the other hand, primarily focuses on physical gratification. It can be passionate and enjoyable, but it doesn't necessarily require any form of emotional connection or any form of deeper feelings between partners. It can be casual and driven by just physical desires without the layers of intimacy and emotional depth that making love entails. It's more about the act itself than the emotional context in which it occurs. Now, listen, I need to say this. If your man is very attentive to your needs and desires during intimacy, if he takes the time to emotionally connect with you in the bedroom and he shows you tenderness, he is not shy to show how vulnerable he is in bed. And to top it all up, you notice that he prioritizes your pleasure alongside his. He is not selfish in bed. Just know that he loves you deeply and he wants to make love to you deeply and not just have sex. Now, in today's episode, I will give you some absolute signs that he's making love to you and not just having sex with you. Number one, when he's making love to you, you hear him call your name. Listen, listen when I tell you that lovemaking is an intensely personal act. It symbolizes a deep connection between two people. So your man calling your name during the act definitely shows how much you matter to him. It shows that he loves you and you're the one in his life. You're the one in his mind. Because listen, he could just be quiet about it, especially putting into consideration that he might have a lot of other women in his life, you know. So in order not to make mistake and spoil the show, he just keeps quiet during the act. But just hearing your name during such a passionate situation could mean that it's just you on his mind at that time. And there is no mistake about it. Plus the fact that it adds to the mood, which invariably would boost your libido too. You will find his intense sensuality very irresistible. So if you feel like it, you could call his name too and do not hold back. Okay? Do not hold back. And listen, that name calling during lovemaking has got to be my number one. It shows there is no one else occupying your minds in that time. There is no confusion about that. There is no confusion about where you stand in his life. Now, this is what I think about lovemaking. Yeah. See, when that is mixed with intimacy and, great feelings, it could become the deepest form of expression of love. But sex without emotions and romance is just a mere hormonal act of the body. So understand that a man would make love to you only when he's emotionally involved with you. He won't be making passionate love to you in these ways that I am going to be mentioning to you if he isn't emotionally involved with you or if there is no connection that is deep. And another way that you know that he's making love to you is that when he makes eye contact with you. When he makes eye contact with you while he's thrusting deep inside of you, not just looking at you for a brief seconds, like he's looking at you with, so much passion and longing in his eyes, more like he can't get enough of you. if it's possible to look deep into your soul and see the love that you both share, that's the kind of eye contact I am talking about. And there is just something about having that eye contact that is mutual. I mean, mutual eye gaze is one of the most notable and reliable signs of love between two people. I would tell you for a fact that, when two lovers are fixated visually more frequently on the face while making love rather than, the body, it's a proof of their feeling of love for each other rather than lust towards each other. So if he makes eye contact while having sex, it could be a sign that, he is into you and wants to be in the moment with you and you alone. So making love is a deeply intimate action. So if your man avoids eye contact or he tends to close his eyes almost all the time throughout the act, it could be because he is shy or maybe uninterested in you. And what's still, they might be imagining the person that they truly want to be with in that moment. Okay. So now if he steals glances from you and cannot just maybe maintain that straight eye contact with you, it could just possibly be that he is shy or something much more. Now, number 3 way, or the third way to prove that he's making love to you because he has feelings for you, is when you both, are making love and you both thoroughly enjoy it. Now, take this to the bank when I tell you this, all right? When love making is an act of your souls and not just your bodies, both you and your man will definitely enjoy it and you will come more. This is not something that can be planned and executed. It happens naturally when you share strong feelings for each other. You can't say you both are making love when it's one-sided. I mean, you will feel it in the act if it's one-sided. Because making love is not one-sided. It is a pleasurable experience where both participants feel loved and cherished. Do you get what I'm saying? So you would thoroughly enjoy it if it is not one-sided. Number 4, if he kisses you a lot while he's doing it, then that's a sign that he's so into you and it's not just sex, but he's making love to your soul. So whether you like it or not, just one kiss is worth 1,000 words. It's not just everyone you're open to kissing. Most men can easily make love, or most men can easily have sex with you at any given point in time. But kissing is not that easy when there is no attraction. Some of us women think that, men will have sex with anything that has holes. I wouldn't disagree with that. But regardless of that, most men don't do so well with kissing just every woman that they have sex with. And that's a fact from conversations that I have had with some of my male friends. All right? Because kissing is a part of a long-term relationship, especially the committed type of relationship. Now, have you heard of men saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry I cheated on you, but I don't love her. It's you I love"? Of course, I'm not one to, condone cheating. But in this case, this is a man who could sleep with any woman for the fun of it, but not necessarily, do deeper stuff like kissing or cunnilingus. You know what I mean? I'm not saying this is true for most men, Sha. Let's be delusional for once and maybe realize that most men don't really kiss women that they're not emotionally involved with. But if your man smothers you with kisses as part of foreplay or even during the act, he likes you a lot. And he wants you to feel valued. How he kisses you would make you sense the intensity of the passion that he feels for you and how much he enjoys being with you in bed. Now, number 5 way to know that he is making love to your soul is when he goes as far as being intentional in creating the environment that is romantic and relaxing for you to thrive. Do you understand? So he's not just throwing you into the bed that has not been made in days or a house that has been unkempt. All right. He's purposefully planned everything from the wine to dinner and then to the atmosphere and the scent and then the bed sheets, because the atmosphere matters a lot. So just you picture a dark and untidy bedroom and compare it to a room with dim lighting, you know, the scent of candles and soft music playing in the background. If your man wants to have meaningful sex with you, he will make sure that you're in the mood too. He will try to decorate your bedroom, play your favorite music, and dress up really nice. Dress up to your liking. And in addition to visual pleasure, it will also treat you with extreme tenderness. Do you understand? So he's putting in the effort. Number 6, if he never forces you to have sex with him and he isn't angry when you don't want it, then you know that he really loves you to some degree. See, young ladies, most especially, a man who wants to make love with you will be aware of the fact that sex cannot be forced. So if he finds you are not in the mood, he will not get upset or throw a tantrum. Instead, he will understand and give you time to warm up to, sex, because he loves and respects you and he wants you to enjoy it. Also remember that coercive sex does not equal love. If you feel pressured or obligated or tricked or threatened into having sex, that is sexual coercion, not lovemaking. So don't go thinking he really wants me, that's why he's upset, or he's forcing himself to open my legs. Nah, he doesn't. He just wants to get in there for the selfish reasons that he knows. So if he waits for you to be ready and he isn't changing his attitude towards you while he's waiting, he's still that sweet guy and he does the same things that he would normally do, then that's the one, baby. Number 7, if he tries to be hygienic for you, then that's a man who wants to make love to you in a way that you're not grossed out about. And that's cool. Because a man who wants to make love knows how much of a turn off body odor and bad breath could be. So if he tries to smell fresh, it is a sign that he gives great importance to your likes and your dislikes. Also, hygiene is not just limited to regular grooming. It is also a matter of sexual health. If he keeps himself and his private parts clean, it suggests that he wants to protect himself and you from any potential infections that can cause pain and discomfort during sexual activities. So if he doesn't care about shaving his pubes or his breath, oh, damn, he doesn't love you enough to care what you want or think of him during sex. Run away. Now, I need you to also pull the brakes here and let me explain the difference between lovemaking and having sex. Lovemaking is actually a union of strong physical and emotional intimacy. It is more or less a spiritual bond where partners engage in a shared experience of vulnerability, affection, and mutual respect. So ultimately, I would say that making love is an expression of deep love and commitment, where the act transcends physical pleasure and becomes a means of communicating feelings and emotions. All right? It is not as casual as sex. There is a difference, because having sex, on the other hand, primarily focuses on physical gratification. It can be passionate and enjoyable, but it doesn't necessarily require any form of emotional connection or any form of deeper feelings between partners. It can be casual and driven by just physical desires without the layers of intimacy and emotional depth that making love entails. It's more about the act itself than the emotional context in which it occurs. So now that we have that out of the way, let's get to number 8 sign that he's absolutely making love to you and not just having sex. See, he will not doze off immediately after the act, because it's a fact that many men would turn to the other side and just doze off as soon as the act is done. But how you know when a guy is emotionally attached is that The period after sex is a critical time for promoting satisfaction in intimate bonds. So if your man continues to show affection by pulling you close for a cuddle or to kiss you on the forehead after making love, it is a sign that he's interested in more than just your body. He loves you and he just made love to you. Number 9, he will keep in touch. A man who is there only for sex would not bother to text or keep in touch with you after the act. Know that in no place. All right. But if he does keep in touch, then he has genuine feelings for you. He's concerned about you. If your man is good at expressing, then get ready to be drenched in his lovey-dovey messages to you right afterwards. His charming ways of communication will not let you sleep away. And that said, you must be wary of someone being overly affectionate with you, showering you with love and attention when you have not had enough time to bond with him emotionally. It could just invariably be a sign of love bombing. All right? Love needs time, it needs investment, and it needs work. So while affectionate behavior is expected in a well-established relationship, you need to realize that a sudden outpouring of love after having sex with someone may just be a cause for concern. Do you understand? Number 10, he will want to stay over, especially if he slept over at your place. Now, this applies to couples who are not living together. A man who is in for sex might not be interested in staying for the night, and vice versa. A man who is interested in just sex might not really want you to be around after the sex, especially in the morning. He might just tell you, okay, so when are you leaving? Do you get what I mean? But if he is not bothered about you staying for hours or even wanting to stay over, he's not questioning whether you're going home. He's not even bothered that you're not even making plans to go home. Just know that that guy loves you and he actually did love making love to you. All right? If it's the other way around where he wants you to leave, just know that he was just interested in meeting his needs. You know, he's satisfied and he wants you gone. So if your man chooses to stay over and he's also open to keeping a few spare clothes in your apartment, he doesn't mind you keeping a few spare clothes in his apartment, he might have feelings for you and wants to keep making love to you. So staying over may also imply that he wants to be in a relationship with you if you're not together already. Number 11, he will make breakfast for you after it in the morning. And this might not just happen with all men, but it just applies to some. Now, cooking for someone is, to me, it's a deeply emotional act. People don't just cook for anybody first thing in the morning. Do you understand what I mean? It conveys love and affection, and it shows how much they want to cherish you, how much they appreciate you. So if you open your eyes to some mouth-watering pancakes in the morning after spending the night together, that man is trying to impress you because he cares for you. And lovemaking you had last night was not just lovemaking, it was soulful lovemaking. Number 12, he will make you feel beautiful. Not every woman will have a runway body. And many of us could be, insecure about our scars, our stretch marks, our blemishes, our flaws. These physical imperfections would never, trust me, it will never matter to a man who wants to make love to you. He doesn't even see it. He will cherish you no matter how you look because it is you as a person who he loves. In fact, he would make you feel like the most beautiful woman in the world. Now, in contrast, a man who is only in for sex will nitpick your appearances or will make you feel bad about yourself by comparing you to other women that he's been with. Finally, number 13, a man who is making love to you will respect your boundaries. You could be his wife or his girlfriend, it doesn't matter. But if you have certain reservations about physical intimacy, he would never force you to cross them. He would also not compel you into doing something you despise. So He will heed to your boundaries. Like heeding to your boundaries would be one of his top priorities. And he would never force you to do something that you're not comfortable with. So if you're not comfortable with swallowing his sperm afterwards, he will not force you to swallow. In fact, he will pull away if he's in your mouth. All right? And just spill it somewhere else. He will not force you. He will not feel bad that you're not swallowing. No this and no peace. Okay? He will not force you to do number 2 if you're not into that shit. And why would... I'm not against women who do number 2, but how do y'all cope? Because normal going to the toilet for me, number 2, can be strenuous or can be... That's if I've not drank water. Like, it can be painful. So how much more? So if a woman does not want to do number 2, he will not force you. And you men, why do you want to go to number 2? Where there are bacteria, there are poops in there. And the funny thing is that you carry the number 2, you carry it from number 2 and put in number 1. Just like that. You guys are not afraid of STIs and STDs. All right, these are some of the signs that he's not just making love. He's not just having sex with you. He's making love to you. He loves you deeply when he does these things. Okay, until I come your way, do know that I love you and God loves you best. And if you have another signs, before I go, if you have other signs that you think I haven't mentioned, let me know in the comment section. I'll see you right there. Okay? Till I meet you, when I meet you again, know that I love you and God loves you best.